Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. And on today's episode we are going to be making a very delicious egusi stew recipe, and this is a non-lumpy egusi recipe. So stay tuned as I'll be taking you through all the cooking processes, and that will be right after this intro. Don't touch the dial. Welcome back. So here I have my nicely washed proteins, which consists of what? The Abodi, the Shaki, the Ishon, and the beef. And I added in my finely chopped onions, and I added in my grounded pepper. After adding in the grounded pepper, I added in what? The seasoning cube. And after adding in the seasoning cube, I also added in what? My shrimps powder. And that is just what I'm showing you now. And after adding in the shrimps powder, I added in what? I added in my garlic powder. And after adding in the garlic powder, I added in my ginger powder. After adding in ginger powder, people, I added in what? Salt. And people, on top of that, I added in my water. And this is just the normal water, not hot water, but the room temperature water, which has just been added in. And then I set that and put it on fire on medium heat to cook in the pressure cooker, because those ones I had. And here is my what? The kidney and the other beef, which is not hard. I'll be adding in the other beef in no time, and I only added in my what? The shrimps powder, the onions, I squeezed in seasoning cube, and then I added in pepper and a little salt, and then I poured in water, and I'll be adding in my beef any moment from now. Remember, thumbs up this video as you're watching, and this is the beef I earlier talked about. And after that, people, we're just going to cover and allow this to cook. And you can see I'm just trying to do what? This has boiled a little, so I'm trying to stir. And after stirring, people, I'm going to do what? I'm going to cover and do what? Seal the pot. So at this point, people, if you haven't shared my video, please kindly share to your communities, share to your friends and well-wishers, and I totally appreciate that. Thanks to all who come to watch my video, and it means really a lot. And now you can see I've moved the pressure cooker aside. That is because the button has come on. So here I'm taking out the beef and the words and the kidney. Remember, this is our melon, which we are going to be blending, and here is the words what I'm going to be using to make the base for the stew, which is the word the paprika, onions, garlic, ginger, and habanero pepper. And also I poured in my tomato puree to serve as the liquid in this blending. And here is it. Now is the time to blend the melon, and I'm just going to be doing that right away. I'll be leaving you with this sound as we blend. Melon done and dusted, so we are going to be doing what? Grating the onions. You see the way we grate this onion, and that is what we are going to be using to combine with this melon with other dried ingredients, and then we use it to make our balls into the what? Into the base of the stew. Look at the onions nicely blended. This is how I just wanted it. And then I'll set that what? Aside. And now, people, will be adding in what? All the dried ingredients into this our melon. I added in shrimps powder. I added in what? I also added in a little salt, and I also added in grounded pepper. And that was all I think I added in this. And then I poured in what? My onions, as you can rightly see. And after that process, we are going to be mixing the wet, which is the onion blended, and the dry together to form a paste. So keep watching. So in this pot, I'm pouring in words my palm oil, as you can rightly see, and then I will allow that to heat up a little. Then I poured in my onions. After pouring in the onions, people, I added in my iru, which is my locust beans, and after that I added in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And after doing that, people, we stirred and allowed this to cook up for about 10 minutes. Please remember, cook on medium low so that it doesn't burn. And after that, I poured in the nicely blended tomato and pepper mix. And after that, people, we stirred and we did what? We covered and allowed that to steam until we noticed it was ready. So here I am munching what? The meat pie my Ghanaian sister gave to my husband and my Martina. Yes, so hunger was really in place here. So I enjoyed myself while I'm cooking. That meat pie was so delicious. Okay, so here the tomato has cooked up enough. I added in obeyi and I added in what? Uziza powder. I added in what? Pepper soup spice. These are the dried ingredients I added into this tomato base, and that is because I needed that local taste to be integrated into this my melon stew recipe. So I just squeezed in a seasoning cube, about half of that. So here I'm just scoping in what the melon. People, we're not making a lumpy egusi, okay? So I just wanted to give it this my boiled nature so that I can be able to stir it the way I want at all intervals, okay? That is why I'm just scoping that into the stew base. As you can rightly see, I don't want to pour it all at once so that it doesn't sit at a place. That is actually the whole thing about the scoping of the melon. So after this process, I'm just going to allow that to steam a little before we start stirring. At this point, in case you're new, this is the time to hit the subscription button. Remember to turn on the post notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Remember to like, share and comment at the end. So now I have stirred and stirred, and now this is what we have. We cover. Please at this point reduce your heat to the lowest, if not we are going to burn this melon, okay? So you can see how I'm doing that. That is why at each interval, come and open, stir, and all we are doing is to make sure that the egusi is nicely fried in the stew base. And I topped in a little stock water, and here it was my leftover egusi in the freezer, which I have melted, and then I pour that in. Anytime you're cooking, this is the time to add in any leftovers so that you'll be able to understand what you're adding as you cook on, okay? And I added in the protein, then I added in my remaining stock water, as you can rightly see. Remember, this soup tends to be thickened because of the tomato paste and the tomato mix that was blended. So get ready to boil your hot water, set it aside at this point because we will be needing it as we cook. So I added in dried fish. That video went off, and that's what I tried to show you people. I added in dried fish, and then I stirred and I covered and allowed that to steam. Then here I added in my blended crayfish. Let me ask, what are you going to be using to enjoy this? Are you using your eba, or you are using your rice, or you are going to be eating it just like that? Just let me know in the comment section what you are going to be using to take this down. And here I added in the remaining protein, which was the kidney and the softer beef, and I added in my dried fish powder. So after that, people, I'm just stirring and stirring. Remember, this tends to splash. That is why you can see me protecting myself with the lid of the pot. Then I say thumbs up this video because we deserve it. You can see, people, this is almost getting ready, and now we are adding in our spinach, nicely washed spinach, and you can see how that is looking. Make sure you sprinkle it all around so that it will not be jam-packed at a corner, but rather let it circulate in the pot of soup. That is all we are trying to do here, and you can see this is almost ready when we have already added in the spinach. So people, you can see also that I'm trying to do to separate or scatter my leaves gradually at all corners. As you can see, look at the oil settling in well. People, this soup is ready, and I took it off the fire, and now I dished this soup, and people, it was a wow. I enjoyed every bit of it. And if you know you have enjoyed this video, please look at it calling you. Look at the whole thing inviting you to table. Are you ready to dine with me? Let's go into this, but that will be in a very short video where you see me eating this, because I don't have the whole time to eat here. And I say thumbs up, and on a good and pleasant note, people, it will be a great pleasure to have all your beautiful and gorgeous looking faces in the next episode of Mom Essy Kitchen and more. Remember, I love you all, but in all, God loves you most. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.